Hello and welcome into a special Lone Star Varsity video brought to you by UMC and powered by AJ Media. I'm Mike Graham. I'm at Coyote Stadium with Coach Trey Richey of the Borden County Coyotes, and they've got a state championship game coming up. The last surviving South Plains team playing in the 1A Division I state championship at 11 a.m. on Wednesday. So I guess the first question is, just how exciting is it to be here? You know, there's a cold bite in the air. You're practicing with the lights on. It's a great time.
That's one thing that we kind of enjoy, playing December football. We used to say play when the grass is dead, but, we've been blessed to have turf for a little while. So, our field stays green even when it's cold. But, it's really been nice. Anytime that you have a chance to play, the entire first semester of football, that means you're doing something well. And our kids have really had a tremendous year. To come back and get to go back to Cowboy Stadium, back-to-back years. For me, being a Cowboy fan, it's a dream come true. But, like I was telling somebody a while ago, I'm out of eligibility. So, it's more important for these kids. They got the game to play, exciting to play there on Cowboy Stadium, and just the atmosphere itself is just amazing. So it's really exciting around here.
Now, you've been there before, and your opponent, Jonesboro, obviously has been there before. You played against them last year.
Yes,
before
sir.
we dive into Jonesboro, though, it's a special time, a repeat appearance in this game, doing it at Cowboy Stadium, like you said. What was the environment like last year, and what are you expecting, when you run out of the tunnel for this game?
Well, we were all big proponents of somehow moving our game to the same weekend as the 11-man. And, last year was the first year that we did it. And it turns out it gave us a week and a half after our happy game last year. And it was huge for both sides. Jonesboro and ourselves both had some key injuries in the game. And, that week and a half, at our level, everybody plays both sides of the ball, and it gave us a chance to heal up. And both teams were probably healthier than they've been all year in that state final game last year. And, it was, they treated us amazingly. We weren't treated like we were some six-man school. We weren't treated less than. We were treated just like everybody else. And that's something that we fought for at the six-man level for many years, is just being thought of on the same playing field as everybody else. It's still all about blocking and tackling, whether there's 6 men on the field or 11. And it was just a great atmosphere. It was loud. They allowed us, since we don't have bands, they allowed us to bring our music in, for our fight songs, for our school songs, for the cheerleaders' dance songs. That allowed us to bring our horns in, and everybody builds something bigger and better every year, and it was loud in there. I heard we had over 9,000 fans there, so it was a great crowd for a Wednesday, and Wednesday didn't take away from the experience in itself. So, we were treated great. There was nameplates for the players and the managers in the lockers. The locker room being a place that, all kinds of teams have played in the NFL, to sit in the same places that A&M kids have played, Tech kids have played, Michigan State kids have suited out in. It's crazy to think that we were in the same place that Tony Romo played, that Witten played. It was a great atmosphere, and to be on the sidelines at the Cowboys team, last year. Now we're going to be on the visitor sideline, but I can't say enough for the experience it was for the kids. It was something that was going to last a lifetime, whether we won or lost the game. But obviously, let's be honest, you win the game, it creates a better memory, but it's still an amazing memory, and then to get to go back is just incredible.
Right, and one more question before Jonesboro. You talked about the fight song. You were telling me off camera, 25 years ago, someone comes up to your box and says, learn the fight song, and what a run it's been. 4 state championships already. I believe 2 more appearances in title games.
Yes, sir.
And going for a 5th, obviously, on Wednesday.
It's crazy, when my wife and I moved here 25 years ago, knowing, we were about to have our first child, never dreamed we'd be here 25 years later, and now, we had 4 kids, and my baby, the last of 4, is playing his last football game ever as a Coyote there at Cowboy Stadium. So to play for a 5th title for the school, to be coaching your youngest kid in what's going to be the last time a Richey, wears a football uniform, or, it's the last year of that, and we moved here with my wife being pregnant, and this 25th year, my daughter, I'm going to be a granddad in in about a month's time. So it's just crazy how it's all come about. Having to learn the fight song 25 years ago, and now we're playing in our 7th title game, and it's just been crazy exciting to be a part of it. And hopefully our kids are ready to go. Hopefully we've done our job as coaches to get them ready for this experience. And I'll be singing that school song. Miss Lewis will be proud to know that I'll be singing that school song loud and proud when they play it over the speakers.
Absolutely. Now, Jonesboro, rematch of last year's game, and they beat a really good Tioga team to get back. Both teams are a little bit different than last year, and you can say that they're improved in some places, I think.
Absolutely. Very well coached. Coach Gallegos does a tremendous job. We've got video from week 1 all the way to last week, and the improvement you can see from week to week, day to day that they're making is just crazy. And you're right. They beat a good Tioga team who beat a tremendous Union Hill team that was favored to get out in the East, but had some injuries. But still, they had to win the game, and then Jonesboro comes back and beats them. And the other thing that's crazy is not only are we facing Jonesboro Wednesday, we've taken exactly the exact same path that we took last year. The same team, same round. 5 straight games of the same team. So it's just been, it's just been surreal for this to be the way that it has. And then it was more fitting. Once we found out, we won our game a little bit before they were done. I expected nothing less after everything we've gone through that we were going to see the 5th straight exact opponent from 2016 to 2017.
And last question, there has been this layover week. We're taping on a Thursday right now, and there's some state semifinal games going on at the 11-man level. And like you said, to get 6-man with this and pair it, there's that layover week.
Right.
What kinds of advantages and disadvantages are there? You basically sat around for a week knowing you're playing in a state championship game, and obviously that gives you a lot more prep time, but it also gets the nerves up on people.
Well, it's crazy to know we're going to be, hopefully, feel like we're ready to go on Friday and then have a couple of days off before we come back to work again Monday. And then we'll get a practice in Tuesday. Arlington Martin has been, last year they got a coaching friend of mine, and Coach Edwards and Coach Martinez we've known, that coached at Sterling City, and last year they invited us to practice indoors at their brand new facility. In fact, we were the first team to ever practice in their facility, and they've already contacted us, so we'll practice again Tuesday. So it's crazy to think that we've prepared this long, and I guess the negative in it is that you just you don't want to do too much. You start watching too much video, you start looking at things, and it just seems like they get better and better and better, and it just wears you more and more. And they are really good. It just, the more you watch them, the more nervous you get. But the positive is the extra time to get ready. We had that Monday to kind of catch our breath and let kids heal a little bit, and the extra time lets us heal. In 2011, we won a semifinal ball game and went to the state game, and I had 3 big-time starters that didn't get to practice all week, and then we turn around and play the game. And in a week's time, given 2 or 3 or 4 more days, I think they'd have been, much better prepared, would have been healed a little bit better. And we're a little beat up. That Happy game was physical. First game that's gone the distance this year, and you can tell we were beat up Monday. Still kind of got some guys gimpy a little bit, but I think by Wednesday they'll be better. So, we'll take the extra week, the week and a half to get healthy, just because, again, at our level, and I know 2As and 3As can say the same thing, but 1A level, your studs are playing both sides of the ball, and the pounding that they take week in, week out, an extra 3 or 4 days is going to give them a little bit more time to heal. And everybody wants to see everybody's stars on the field in the biggest stage of the year. So it's okay to get that extra time, and I think everybody in the 6-man world would agree with us that 4 more days to prepare is a good thing for our game, because we feel like both teams will be healthier than they've been all year, and that's what you want to have. You want to have 2 healthy teams battling in the last game of the year, and that way nobody gets to say, well, they won because, the 2 best teams are going to go at it and the best team will win.
He's Coach Richey. I'm Mike Graham. This has been a Lone Star video production powered by the University Medical Center. We'll see you again very soon.